The zombies are coming. They're here, actually. The one just knocked on my door.
Alright, let's go check outside and see if there are any ghouls. Oh! There are a ton of ghouls outside. What do you know? Looks like I'm not going out there anytime soon. So in the meantime, let's grab a couple books to review. Yeah! Reading books. That's what I do. Some are good, some are not as good. Got a shelf? Let's make it two. I cannot wait for this review. Hey everyone, how you doing? We're going to be doing the first ever triple feature in the series. John Russo's Night and Return of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead, the novelization. Well, the Night of the Living Dead is also a novelization too, but Return of the Living Dead is a book that it may share the same title. Well, not the same title, cause you know there's a "the" in the movie, but Return of the Living Dead is the inspiration for 1985's The Return of the Living Dead. So movie reviewers, can you not say it's Return of the Living Dead? It's The Return of the Living Dead, okay? The book's Return. Before I read this looked like a pretty cool VHS tape-esque cover. And now it just looks like it's a cheap plastic cover after I read it, because I know the contents inside. I mean, then again, there's an introduction from Simon Pegg, who plays Shaun from Shaun of the Dead. Yeah, that's cool. By the way, I'm sorry about the new get-up. There's this zombie thing happening outside, and I thought it'd be safer to be in the basement. So if you didn't know, Night of the Living Dead is a 1968 film directed and co-written by George A. Romero. The other writer for the screenplay is John Russo, who later in 1973 novelized the film and published it under Warner Books. Later on, Russo decided to participate in developing a screenplay for a succeeding film of Night of the Living Dead, but then he decided to make that a novelization too. This novel turned out to be called Return of the Living Dead, and is like I said, it's the inspiration for the 1985 The Return of the Living Dead. So to start off the analysis and reviews, we're going to be looking at The Night of the Living Dead by John Russo. If you're familiar with the film, it's got a similar premise. There's this group of people surviving in a farmhouse, and they're torn between, oh, should we stay upstairs or should we just wait it out in the basement? That's basically the whole thing. If you've seen the movie, you've read the book. We get more details, such as like the ages of some characters. For instance, Barbara's 19 and her brother John, right? It's Johnny? Johnny's 26. There's also a lot more gore in the novelization opposed to the movie. In the film, Johnny bumps his head on a gravestone and just dies. But in the book, the initial zombie, when he attacks Johnny, uses a stone to, quote, smash his enemy's brains. There's a bit of a nitpick I have with the book, because later on, over 100 pages after he dies, Johnny comes back for Barbara, and it's established in the freaking movie and in the book that in order to kill a zombie, you have to destroy its brain, and Johnny's brain is easily destroyed. Like, there's no way that it's still intact. There's no way it's still intact. So there shouldn't be a way that he comes back. I mean, in the film, you know, he bumped his head. He could have just gone unconscious or something. But I don't think that he should be able to come back if he has his brain smashed. My main complaint is that Russo's not the best at writing. Here's an example from only page 5. "Damn it," Johnny said out loud as he yanked the keys out of the ignition and put them in his pocket and got out of the car and slammed the door. So if you were to ask me if I prefer the movie or the book more, I would go with the book. Yeah, the book has its flaws, but so does the movie. It's a 1968 B movie. What do you expect? I just like whether it's details or gore, there's more in the novel. Either way, just because I said I like the book more than the movie, doesn't mean I'd go ahead and read the book again. There's still the 1990 Tom Savini remake, which I absolutely love. There's 304 pages in this book, and they're separated into 11 chapters. There's nothing really different about the novelization. Obviously, it's a novelization. other than, like, there's an internal thought, like, oh wow, that was scary. That was like playing tug-of-war. Or, the occasional, oh, that zombie had a missing limb. Actually, one of the zombified kids that Peter fights off in the book has a missing limb. So, that's different. The biggest changes that occur between the novelization and the film occur in the final chapter. Actually, the bikers who appear in the final act of the movie acquire names, and the survivors adopt a dog named Adam. Anyways, the only reason I would recommend getting the Dawn of the Dead novelization is because there's something that's conflicting the film's distribution. I don't know, apparently the movie's hard to find or something. But regardless, if you have the time to read the book and the resources to look up a review of the book or whatever on YouTube, then just watch the movie on YouTube. So now, back to Undead, so we can review Return of the Living Dead. It was alright, but I definitely prefer the movie Inspired. I really like how the zombie outbreak opens. There's a recurring character, Sheriff Conan McClellan. Is it McClellan? There's an attempted assault that Sheriff McClellan and his partner witness, and they intervene, and this leaves everybody but McClellan dead. So he's like, oh, everybody's dead. There's also an accident that involves a busload of people, and they all die. Later that day, all the bodies from both incidents are either brought to the county morgue or the local funeral parlor. And it turns out the dead ain't so dead. The owner of the funeral home is killed by the reanimated corpse of the victim from the assault, and the two morgue employees, well, they're just eaten. To sum Return of the Living Dead up, there's not only a lot of human versus zombie action, but there's also a ton of human versus human action. Kind of like AMC's The Walking Dead. I do kind of like the story for Return of the Living Dead, but I don't really like Night of the Living Dead as much, and I really dislike Russo's writing. Therefore, along with Dawn of the Dead, both Night and Return of the Living Dead are going on the bad shelf. All three. Look at this. We got 4 books on the bad shelf now. And then 3 books on the good. I guess I should be pretty concerned with the Living Dead outside, but that can only mean one thing. Another video that ends with another shootout. But that's okay. I don't need to do that. I'll sign off now before I go out and shoot some Living Dead. Thanks for watching.
Drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs.